Welcome to Sarasa Samutsarn School. This is Science Matayom 2, and my name is Teacher Carla Circolado. So today, let's start our lesson by reading our vocabulary words. Please listen carefully as I read the first set of words. Opaque, opaque. Far-sighted, far-sighted. Interface, interface. Now repeat after me. Opaque, far-sighted. Interface. Very good. Now listen again as I read the second set of words. Incident ray, incident ray. Normal, normal. Lens, lens. Now repeat after me. Incident ray, normal. Lens. Very good. Now listen again as I read the third set of words. Refraction, refraction. Angle, angle. Reflective, reflective. Now repeat after me. Refraction, angle. Reflective. Very good. Now let's move on to our dictation. 3 words. Please bring out 1 piece of paper, or if you have your notebook, and write as follows. Don't forget to write your name. Let's begin. Number 1. Spell the word reflective. Number 1, reflective. Number 2, spell the word normal. Number 2, normal. Number 3, spell the word far-sighted. Number 3, far-sighted. Okay, now let's check your answers. Bring out your red pen. If your answer is correct, please put 1. If your answer is incorrect, please copy the correct answer. Okay, number 1. Let's read and spell together. Reflective. R E F L E C T I V E. Reflective. Number 2. Normal. N O R M A L. Normal. And number 3, far-sighted. F A R S I G H T E D. Far-sighted. Very good. Okay, let's go to our lesson for today, which is in Unit 1, Light. Open your books on page 6, and we will talk about reflection and refraction. So if you're there, let's begin. Repeat after me. When light strikes an opaque surface, the amount of reflected light depends on the characteristics of the surface. Very good. So when the light strikes an opaque surface, meaning that doesn't go through, or having the light cannot pass through the material, okay? That is opaque surface. Okay, the amount of the reflected light depends on the characteristic of the surface. We have the smooth surface and the rough surface. Okay, let's talk about the two types of reflection. Okay, number one, specular reflection. Everybody, specular reflection. And number two, diffuse reflection. Everybody, diffuse reflection. Very good. So specular reflection, when light reflects from a smooth surface at a definite angle. So we can see the light rays is reflecting on the smooth surface, then reflection goes in one direction. That's why it's definite angle. Okay, definite angle, or just reflecting in one direction. That's what specular reflection. Next, the diffuse reflection is produced by rough surface that tend to reflect light in all directions. Okay, so when the light rays bounces through a rough surface, the reflected light will be in different direction or in all direction. Okay, so what are the two types of reflection? Very good. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, when white light passes through transparent materials with certain shape, the light can be both bent and separated so that we see several colors of light. Okay, so let's explain. When white light, this the white light, passes through a transparent object or material, meaning we can see through, we can see inside, okay? And certain shape, this is a triangle shape. Okay, so when white light goes inside this material, which is transparent in a triangle shape, the light will tend to bend. Okay, so you see the white light did not go inside and go straight. Okay, the white light goes inside and bend, and then separated. You see, separated. You see, you have one light straight, one white light straight here. But when it go inside this triangle, the light become separated. Okay, so the separation of light is called dispersion. Okay, when the light separated from passing through the material, it's called dispersion. Okay, next. Okay, so when the separation of light happens, the colors and their order are always the same. Okay, so this is the white light. It goes through the triangle transparent object, so the light bended and separated to many colors. Okay, the colors are always red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Okay, so the dispersion of light, this color rainbow right here, the sequence of color is called spectrum. Okay, the sequence of color is called spectrum. Okay, so the dispersion of light is always color rainbow. This color rainbow right here is called the spectrum. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about refraction. Okay, when light passes through materials of different densities, it causes refraction. Okay, so when light travels from air to glass or water, the density is different. Okay, the compact mass of this material is different from the density of air. Okay? So it says here the speed of light changes slightly, which causes incident ray to bend at the surface. Okay, we already know that the light travels from air is faster when it travels through the glass or water. The light travels slowly, right? So as you can see in this picture, the light travel from air fast. Then when it hits the glass, the incident ray bend. Okay, because the light is slower in water or in glass. Same in this picture. Okay, so the light travels in the air so we can see it straight. When the light travels in the glass and in the water, the light changes. Okay, the incident ray changes and it bends. Okay, because it is slower in other density or water. Now let's move on. Okay, now let's talk about refraction. When light travels from one medium to another one of higher density, such as air to water. Okay, the light ray bends toward the normal. Okay, let's see an example here in the picture. So when light travels from one higher density, okay, so from air to water. Air has lesser density than in water. Water has higher density. So when the light travels, okay, and hit the boundary, okay, the light will travel in higher density, which is in the water. So the light ray will bend toward the normal line. Okay, this is the normal line. So as you can see, the incident ray going straight. When it hit the boundary of the water, the light ray bended. Okay, because of the higher density of the water. Okay, so it is bended toward or near the normal line. Okay, next. Okay, now let's talk about when light travels from higher density to lesser density. Okay, the light coming from water going through the air to our eyes. Okay, we know how our eyesight works. Okay, so when the light hits the object reflecting the light going through our eyes. So when the light from higher density, which is the water, going through the air, which has less density, it says the light ray bends away from normal. So this is the normal line. Okay, it says that the light ray will bend away from the normal. So this the light ray that we see. Okay, this is the normal line. It bends away from the normal line. So this is where the real fish is. But the image that we see is the light ray that bends away from the normal. That's why what we see in the water is not really the position of the material or the fish. Okay. Now let's do our summary. We talk about the separation of light, which is called the dispersion. We talk about the two types of reflection. And we talk about that the rainbow is a natural dispersion of light. And we also talk about when light passes through materials of different densities, it causes refraction. Let's do our exercise. Okay, let's do our exercise. Bring out your one piece of paper or your notebook and we'll do multiple choice. Number 1, what do you call the light reflected from a smooth surface at a definite angle? Choose A, B, or C. Number 2, what do you call the sequence of colors that are bent and separated? A, B, or C. Number 3, what do you call the bending of light when it passes through materials of different densities? A, B, or C. Okay, just repeat the video for the questions. Okay, don't forget, be safe, and we will see you soon.